I am back. I'm back after a long. Why is my camera all weird? Sorry about that. This looks very strange. I'm a little frazzled today. It's been a long week. I drove halfway across the country and back, and a lot has been going on. But I am happy to be here with all of you. Welcome to another episode of the HELLION Art Show. I'm here to promote another indie comic. I'm here with a returning guest. Let me say hi to the chat real quick, and I'll bring him in, and we might have someone else joining us as well. Matt Barr, hello, what's up? Hi, buddy. Maromi, what's up? JW Learning, hi. Alex VRB with the links already. Thank you, Alex. You are the best. FKA, hello. How's your father? How's your father? I love that screen name. Snarky is here. Hello. 七夕节快乐. Oh, thank you. That is simplified Chinese, but I'll forgive you. Oh, thank you. 七夕节快乐. I forgot about that. 七夕情人节, that's like Chinese Valentine's Day, basically. CJ, hello. Holy Hand Grenades. Hi. Hello, everybody. And Granda's here as well. Welcome, Granda. Hola. All right, I'm going to bring in our guest for today. That is Adam Lawson. Welcome.
Yeah.
Woo!
Whoa.
Wow,
Bam.
Bam! You have it!
I have to be repping it. I have to be repping it.
Yeah!
And not only did I get it, I read it. I didn't do that wicked backer trope, which is backing it and shelving it. I'm actually reading it here. I've got thoughts on the story. It's true though. It feels like, right? Like it feels like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I mean, in the good way, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which is, I'm sure, what you're going for with it, right? Just the way it evolves, the characters.
It kind of just happened that way. I didn't set out to. It's not based on like an actual campaign, but I think that's just because I play so much tabletops. It's kind of just how my brain works with storytelling.
It has that. It totally has that feel in the way it moves down the plot line. And I think this one, the writing is even a little better in this one. The dialogue and I don't know if the team, etc. I'm not saying the other one was bad. I'm just saying this one, as anybody's growing as a creator,
it's more complex, and I know. Well, the first one was kind of like an attention-grabbing action thing. With this one, I had to delve so much into the characters. I hope I'm trying to improve with every book, and it's weird. I kind of built the story, so I hope that because it gets more complex as time goes on. But I'm glad that you think the writing's improving. That's a good thing, and thank you. Thank you so much.
It definitely is. The story is. The twists are paying off. And also these colors are so rad.
Yeah, my colorist is so good.
Right, the colorist is great, and I mean the whole experience, and then kind of like this classic RPG book explanation of the characters and the world in the back. Anyways,
some text walls. Yeah, sorry. We're
we're having a riff here. Apologize, everyone, but you understand. I had to give my thoughts on this as we've talked about making games and sort of the journey of that. I've made several of them, and
let's talk. I'm serious. I know I haven't forgotten about it, but I've just had so much going on. I'm planning to launch 2.5 next month, so I've got a bunch of artwork to do for that. I have commissions for other people as well, but I'm clearly going to do an RPG expansion, so we'll talk. I'm definitely going to go to you because I'm like, Adam's the RPG person.
It could be in the world of Asunder. I'm just saying, it could be.
Oh, well, maybe. We shall see, shan't we?
Could be. Be good. We'll hold you to it.
Oh no.
No. You'd probably want to go, if you want to go broad, you'd probably go 5e or something, but
I almost don't know. I have some ideas. I have some ideas for, just I'm going to start small and then kind of expand it. But yeah, we'll figure that out. We're not here to, I really appreciate that, the promoting my book, and thank you so much for getting Fiendish. But we are here to talk about your book, so I don't want to get too carried away with indulging in my work because I promote myself quite a bit already. You have a new book. Well, you have a new book out, The Kill Journal. This is the second campaign on it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
have it
right.
already.
And it's done.
Tell us about that. And it's done. Yes.
And it's
Hold on.
done.
Let me full screen you so everyone can see
Yeah,
that.
so you can see
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love your covers. Look at that. Is that
it's a foil.
curly?
It's a foil cover.
It's foil.
Yeah, which is crazy because this is more expensive to print than this. This is,
Yeah.
30, 28. So this is 36, call it 38 pages.
Yeah.
This is 132. But
Yeah.
because foil is such a custom thing. But yeah, so it's a custom foil cover, right? It's this beautiful, reflective, wrap cover, which I love. If you're going to do a staple, right? It should be a wrap, right? And
Yes. I
so,
love that. That cover is so striking.
isn't it? I know Maxi Dallow, my artist, really, he's a traditional artist, and he hit me with this image here first, just out of the blue. And then I said, okay, that's the story we're going to tell. He's like, Adam, I was just thinking about this character, and then he threw me this cover. And then that's kind of became the impetus of what became the story. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, so this is a standalone one-shot in the world of the Kill Journal, which is a horror universe, right? Where it deals with revenants and survivors, right? So revenant, i.e. a slasher. These are vengeful spirits back from the dead, bent on revenge. And our story is about the survivors, the people at the end of the horror movie who are broken and wounded and have nowhere to go. Thank you there. Thank you there for that compliment. And so they end up on the doorstep of St. George's Church, right? Here, Mr. St. George, they end up on his doorstep and looking for how to cope with this trauma. And his answer is revenge. And so you essentially have these trauma survivors banded together, being led by this crazy preacher, going to hunt down, people like a Freddy or Jason. So this is the beginnings of this story. His very first recruit, Finch, who is a boy who grew up in the dogfighting pits on the Texas-Mexico border, right?
Ooh.
So his dad, when he was 10, a dog didn't show, so he shoved his boy in the ring. And so he grew up tearing pit bulls' throats out with his teeth. And then a revenant comes through and slaughters his father and sort of everyone at this fight. And he ends up, behaving like a dog and ending up in back alleys, and he makes his way to St. George's Church. And St. George has just recently had sort of this vision from God after a revenant killed his family that he needs to hunt them, right? And so you have this father who's lost his son and this son who's lost his father bonded together to go and hunt down Mr. Crispy.
Mr. Crispy.
You get Mr. Crispy right here.
I'll screen that.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Crispy, charming.
Yes, Mr. Crispy, who was a vet who was burned alive by some pranksters, and he's now come back for revenge. So I think that's what's nice, interesting about revenants, right? Is they're vengeful spirits. They're usually something terrible happened to them. So there's kind of some empathy. It's kind of in a crazy way. It's like there's some sympathy for the devil in these tales, even though what they're doing is too horrific.
Right. It's like you see their reasoning, even though they made the wrong choice.
Right, exactly. I love the way you say that. And so the book is done. It's there's a 28-page story in here, and you got this cool foil cover. They'll all be numbered. So whatever amount we end the campaign at, I'll lock the number there. They'll be signed. So it'll be the ultimate, collector's item, if you will, right?
You're really good at doing that with like Psychopaths, and now like with the numbered books. I like this sort of limited high collectability items that you've been doing. You want to show that Psychopaths cover as well? That's really cool.
Yeah, so this is Psycho Killers.
Psycho Killers. I'm sorry.
No, don't even stress
it.
Is
fried. It's Psycho Killers, guys. It's my fault, my bad.
Yeah, so I did this with Vaughn, and it was a similar thing, right? Where it's a signed, numbered, limited edition. So you get like a truly collectible item out of it, right? And it's at what I think is a really affordable price for a collector's item. Like when you go into a comic shop and you just get like the 1 in 10 cover or the 1 in 25, you're paying $20, let alone it's foil, numbered, and signed, right? So it's the ultimate collectors. And what's cool about this is it's going to you guys before it goes to a publisher. My book, The Exiled, has gone through mainstream publishing, which is awesome. We sold 100,000 copies of it. It's cool. But unlike that one, which unfortunately my artist fell so behind, this one is done and it's getting to you guys before the publisher. So
nice.
It's an ultra.
Yeah. That adds a lot of, what do you call it? Backer confidence.
Yes.
The book's already done. I like that. I mean, you've delivered so many campaigns. I wouldn't worry about, are you going to deliver anyways? But that's still, it adds peace of mind, I guess. And
right.
Well, to have the book on the campaign, that's really cool, I have to say.
Right. I tried to just like show real photos, right? Instead of like, here's a JPEG of a page. It's like, no, here's the page, right? Here's this page. It's in the book. It's done. Mm-hmm. And then what's cool about it is so you get this wrap cover, but then there's also, there is there's an 8-page story called Jawbone Death. And this is a little mini story. It's just a tale of an aged, weathered biker who becomes the avatar of this ancient warrior and is given the jawbone of the biblical beast Leviathan to go and slay this ancient horde that's invading America. So it's this. It's the first 8 pages of that. So it's this rad little ash can tucked into the back. Jason Krager, I think, is delivering the best pages of his
career. That's awesome. Right? Yeah, I remember that's Krager's work. I just got some artwork from him too. He is so good.
I know. See, when he works traditionally, Rennie, not to say anything against digital people, but when he works traditionally, he's a different level. I mean, he and I have done 170 pages together between the original Kill Journal, which is also on the campaign, guys. You can get the actual original graphic novel here. They're all printed and done for this sweet $15. You can get this. You get the whole story. You don't need to. This is complete on its own. But if you want to explore the whole world, you can get this as well.
I need to get that because that was before my time. That was before I was doing Indiegogo, and I don't have it. So I'm so sorry. I have your other books, but I don't have the Kill Journal. So I will be backing this. I'm backing it big.
I love it. But yeah, but look what Jason does with these traditional pages, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. He is Jason is such an artist. He's like Kelsey. He's one of those artists. He's like just like laser focused on his art. A little. Just nothing else matters. Absolutely brilliant. Just how do you ink like that?
I know. It's something. It's something else. Maxie, who did the art on this book, he's also a traditional artist too, and it's like he's an all inker, right? So he just goes straight to like, he goes straight from the red lines to inks, right? Mm-hmm. All traditional, and so when you get pages from him, you can see the fingerprints in it. There's a life to it that for me is epic. And then Mike Spicer did our colors. And Mike Spicer, he colored Murder Falcon and Wonder Woman Dead Earth and all of Daniel Warren Johnson's books. And he just does, I think, some of the best coloring in the business, in my opinion. But he just offers so much in these colors you can see here.
Ooh, do you want to flip through?
Yeah, you can just sort of see.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, and you can.
I know the pages are on the campaign too, but seeing it in real life is like
you just see what
look at that.
See what he does so cool. Like look at this page here.
Little feral child. Also, we're being stream sniped by Jake. Hi, Jake.
Yeah.
Stop drinking. Everybody back to Kill Journal right now, and then you gotta go and come to my stream for the link. That's right.
Bogan Raid, yeah.
Hell yeah, woo! Thank you, Bancroft.
Yeah, I love that.
Thank you, everyone. Welcome to the stream.
Dudes, we need you here.
We are talking about the Kill Journal that is live on Indiegogo right now. Do you want to do, so for the people who are just coming in or who missed the first campaign, do you want to do a quick pitch for what that first campaign is and what this entire IP is about?
Yeah, in fact, there's a little 1-minute video right here. If you scroll down on the campaign, right there.
There it is.
And it, I brought in one of my actors from TV Land who's awesome, and he does a better job than me. Mm-hmm. So if you want to play that, it might
Sure.
do the
I
whole
need to
trip.
share audio though, so let's do that.
Nice.
Professional here. There we go. All right, let's take a look. Let's learn. Let's get learned about the kill journals.
Let's get learned.
Let's get a learning. All right, can you guys hear? Is there sound?
There's a war going on.
Yep.
And I've seen the enemy. Revenants is what they call them. Vengeful souls back from the dead and hungry for blood.
Okay, this is.
I can't
hear
fight
sound.
alone. I need soldiers.
Just being
Those who
gentle.
face the evil that lurks in the shadows. Those who've lost someone. Those with nothing left to lose. I can take their broken lives and reshape them. I can make them into something violent and holy. I can give them revenge. But I cannot give them peace. Only God can do that. And He stopped listening to me long ago. There's a moment that comes when they know whether they're a victim or a survivor. There's a war going on. Which one will you be?
Ooh, yeah, love that. Don't play
That's-
that. There we go. Love that. Love that. That art. So that's was that all Jason's work?
That's all Jason's work. That's from the original graphic novel. It's right here. It's on the campaign. It's awesome.
I
it was-
saw the hardcover. I saw someone had the hardcover, and I was so mad I missed that campaign. I want that. Is that available with this?
it's not actually available on the campaign, but it is available on our website. If you go to giftedrebels.com, there's still a few left there, just a handful, and then it's probably gonna finish off. We won't ever print any more of those ones.
Give me one.
A real special collector. But yeah, you can get it there on the site. But that's Jason Krager's art. Steve Cannon on colors there, who I also love. Great guy as well. We did a lot of work together. So that's the website. You can get the 8th. You can get the Kill Journal. But if you click on the Kill Journal there, that you can get it. The soft cover edition that's here, which we have at a special price on the campaign. Or you can get the leather bound. Yeah.
Look at that. I'm gonna get that. Nobody else ordered it from the website until I order.
Yeah.
No, this is mine. I love the website, by the way. Oh, I like how in the let's go back to homepage. The book series are called Rebellions. I like that. I've got a little my ornery streak is very happy with this.
Yes, you get it. Because I think that's what the crowd is here. We are the we're the rebels, but we're gifted. We actually have a message. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And so, and I like that trailer kind of begs the big question about in this Kill Journal book and all of them it opens with this are you a victim or are you a survivor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the core message of this story, right? Is which one will you become, right? And so
right. Yeah, I love that. I love that tagline. That was really great. And awesome art as well. And you said the first book, since it's also available, and that's for people that are just coming in. You're going to want to get the first book as well. So, and that's how many pages is that? Because this thing is a big boy.
Yes, this is a big boy. This is 132 pages. This is a real graphic novel. And so what it's broken down to in here is it has 4 chapters that are around 26 pages. And then it has these little dossier chapters that are just these little 6-page interstitial stories that are in here as well. But you can see this is all the art and story here. But this is one of these. In fact, Shay wrote this one. This is one of the little interstitial stories here. There are these little 6-page micro stories that fill out the background of the main characters because I wanted to get into their origins, but I kind of hate stories that just like sit in origin land. And so like the main stories get you straight into the action, and then you get these little snippets. throughout it,
Great minds think alike. That's what my 0.5 chapters are for Fiendish. But anyways.
Yeah, you get it, right? It's like,
but yeah, I agree. You want to jump right into the action, but you can always do side stories or flashbacks or supplementals. That's what supplementals are for. So what you're doing is you have those backstories between chapters, more or less, right?
that's right. So they're
Awesome.
and they're different writer, different artists on each of them, so that it also lends, you know, it has just they have a unique voice to it as well. So it's pretty dope. And that's you know, so that's what's cool about this campaign is you get to reach back and you get to reach forward to this rad collector's item, and then you get to experience, you know, a taste of what's to come with Jawbone Death.
Yes. All right. Let's show that.
And I guess yeah, this is the Jawbone Death story that's going to be in there. It's a little 8-page story in the back. Isn't this just incredible?
It's fucking crazy! Krieger, give me your powers.
I know. I think about that. There's no copy. There's no copy paste. There's no undo. It's the real deal, you know.
Yep.
And so it just blows my mind. And then what he can do, right? And I don't know if, and you know this feeling, and I think you guys in the chat know this too. I know Eric Guapo does. When you hold a piece of original art in your hands, it changes comics for you kind of forever. Because when you look at it, you're like, you hold like the work, and you're like, oh.
Do you feel? Is it like okay? Because comics is a lot of work, even if you're drawing digital. Like just because we're drawing digitally doesn't mean it's not drawing.
No. Jason drew this
when
digitally.
You hold the original art, you feel the pain and the tears that goes into every page, and you realize how much work comics actually are for us.
Right. You feel it. You're like, you feel it, and when you can see the fingerprints and the ink smudges from their hands, you're like, I'm holding a piece, one that no one else in the world can hold, right? Just me. And I can feel like the heart of the artist in this. And that's
bleeding heart that's bleeding over onto these pages as our life is being drained away for comics.
And now there's nothing wrong with working digitally. Also, too, a lot of pain, but somebody can't hold it. Yes, Moromi, you are buying a piece of their soul. You really are. And you just can't hold it with your fingers, right? So that touch is lost, which, you know, it's like going into a perfume store where you can't smell. Everything looks great, but you can't smell. And then once you are
that very, very inspiring. People should go back to traditional art.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something. And I think actually in the world of AI art, that traditional artists and traditional art is going to have a more staying power than it once did.
I agree. That's what I was saying. I have concerns about AI art, but at the same time, the fact that digital art will be so easy to create means people who can actually draw on paper will be more valuable. Original art will go up in value.
Right, because the thing about it is normally when you look at somebody's beautiful digital painting, you're like, wow, I can't imagine doing that. And now a 7-year-old talks a few things into their AI art app and comes up with something that's actually pretty cool. That's the hard part. It's actually kind of good. Some of it is. And so it's going to start to just diminish something. But when you hold this up and you're like, yeah, can you do that for me? They're like, oh no, I can't do that.
It's right. It's there's so much nuance. There's creating something that looks cool, but also what about the nuance? What about the human resonance? What about the story elements? What about building an entire world? And also what about actually drawing on paper, that physical format that I think that I can go on a whole long spiel about this, but I think we're going to roll back, not as in, well, let's not use technology anymore, but because technology is robbing us of the real world and of human connection. In the future, we're going to kind of tire of the technology because now it's so fresh and new, but a couple decades from now, we're going to realize, well, this is fun, but what really matters is human connection and reality. And as far as art is concerned, that means real hard drawing skills. In my opinion.
I agree with you. There's this sword maker in Japan. I follow her on Instagram. And, she's making it in a very traditional fashion. And it's like that girl, you can just follow and watch her process. And it's so epic, right? If I were to watch somebody stamp it out at a factory, I'm like, I'm not following that Instagram account. I'm not like, oh, can I buy one? I'm just like, oh, I'll pay $40 for that. It's just like, you're not going to, because you're like, I just have a thing that just came out of a machine. It doesn't have a story. So anyways, that's my little plug for it. Not saying there's a right or wrong answer to that, but there is something special.
That's definitely, that's a great analogy. It's because it's what happens every time technology jumps forward, just like how industrialization changed a lot of other industries, so you can mass manufacture swords. But what about people like master craftsmen who make one of a kind, unique swords? That's still an art and a craft that still has value to it. So, yeah.
And comics are not like food, shelter, and water, which you need. People get them because there is an art element. There's a right. You're not collecting a comic because it's like, gosh, I'll starve. It's just it's because you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These are collectibles. These are art. It's and it's a bit. It's not necessary, but for survival. But I think it's necessary in a different way. I think all art is for society.
I agree. Art is necessary for sure, but maybe just not in that. You don't think it's necessary. You can go without it, but you pay a price.
Yeah.
But you can see also too, we have a cool patch, which you just passed.
Patches, yes.
And I love me some patches.
I didn't know people like patches so much. Shay asked me to do patches, and I was like, yeah, sure. And then I didn't realize that, because it's not really my thing, but people really like them. That's a cool one too.
Yeah,
great design. I love it.
It's Gifted Rebels. You put it on your arm, you become a patch master, and you also it goes on your jumpsuit, it goes on your jacket, your backpack, and you're just cooler. Anybody who signed up on the pre-launch list, if you haven't backed yet, and you back, you get this for free. If not, you can get it on the campaign. Awesome. There's also a t-shirt, right? Because I like t-shirts. I'm a t-shirt guy. I love it. Like I have 2 of Zaid's t-shirts. I have a bunch of other people's t-shirts. I got some from Blood Realm, from Rob Geronimo. It's like I love getting it. And this one I felt like is cool, that it's the announcement that you are a survivor, right? You've made the choice. You're not the victim. We know who we are. We're the survivors. So it's a cool piece. I just love that cover so much. I wanted to experience it in another way.
I like that, like the imagery. First of all, that cover is just so. It's one of those art pieces that it just fits a t-shirt. It's so easy to use as a t-shirt. It's also a great cover. Like it's great, striking design, which is actually really hard to do. It's one of those designs that is simple, but it's deceptively hard to get something like this, and especially with the 2-sided thing. I love it, but it also fits the story. You have these 2 characters that are teaming up, and just like the colorization as well, with the whole, he's this feral boy who's a survivor. It's perfect. I like it.
You got it. You're in on it.
I get it. There's like little levels to it. Like the storytelling is all there. Like I got it.
Yes, you see the layers, the onion. You've peeled it back. And so, I love what that is, and it's cool because, everybody in the chat, I think, is somebody who feels like, we're a part of something cool right now. We're the people back in the day before there was Spotify, where you had to be at the special club to hear the music, right? Like you had to get into that straight edge scene. You had to have the bad flyer that was left somewhere to find out. Like we're the ones at the cutting edge. And so it's exciting to get all the stuff, at least for me.
No, I absolutely agree. I think that's what I love so much about this scene. It's that I really feel like I'm at the inception point of something great. Right. The creativity and the love for comics. It's something that I've said it a million times, but it wasn't there anywhere else. The only time I felt around other people that really love the craft was in like art school, but I've been trying to search for it ever since, and I couldn't find it anywhere until now with you guys, everyone here, and it feels like there's people actually care about the craft, and I 100% believe that 10 years from now, I don't believe that what the way the American industry is, there's not going to be some great collapse or anything. But what I want to see is more indies, more small publishers, more diversity of genre. And I think we're at the inception point of that, because that's how you keep an art form innovating. That's how you keep it from stagnation. And I think that was what was happening to comics, but we are actively moving against that with cool IPs like this right here.
No, I see. I'm 1,000% with you. Like, I think about what's happening now. Like, I think are you familiar with this group, a publisher called Sumerian? Used to be a record company.
I don't think
Now
so.
they do comics. This is Heavy Metal Drummer. Obviously, Luke, death metal hero. This is a story about him. It's this rad story that you can't find anywhere else. This very trippy, sort of violent, crazy story about these aliens, right? And this drummer who gets possessed and goes after them with an axe. It's like this fun story that you can't get anywhere else. It's like the cutting edge, or like Mark Millar's Reloaded. Like, this Millar is just like still Nemesis Reloaded is still doing something new, right? Because it's his. He's not writing Civil War anymore, right? Like, it's long past. He's built his own world, and this is one of the guys I think that's still kept authentic, even though he's from the old world. But yeah, you look
the old world.
All these books, but there's publishers like Vault. I don't know if you're getting anything from Vault.
No, yeah. I have that's funny story. Actually, pitch Fiendish to them. They didn't want it, but that's fine.
Oh, they didn't. Oh, okay. I know it's probably because they have Barbaric and Queen of Swords.
No, I totally understand. It's hard for publishers to sign up for something long form, but they do good work. That I like their other books.
Totally, they've done cool stuff, and this one's another cool one called Source Point Press. Ooh, this book, Good Boy, I found it on a crowdfunding campaign. This is like, now it's in singles in stores, but what a great freaking story! Once again, Source Point Press, Vault.
I don't know Source Point Press as well, but
and then also another one's called Mad Cave. There's these. I agree with you. It's these like smaller publishers that are really, I think, doing the cool stuff right now. Right? They're making.
I think so.
Yep. And it's small publishers, and then also what's happening in crowdfunding. Right? Like, it's just so rad. So
yes, this is rad. I agree. We're doing cool stuff here.
Right? That's where you get this. That's where you get a guy with the jawbone of a Leviathan taking down monsters. You know what I mean? Who's an ex-biker, right? Like, where that story can't exist as a movie or as an anything. It just exists here. And that's what
absolutely.
That's why I love it,
That piece is so great. I love Jason's art. Marumi, member for 19 months. Thank you so much. StreamYard is finally showing member chats. I'm so glad. Marumi said, 这颜色很适合你. 谢谢. Thank you. And thank you for the member chat. And
我爱中国. 我会也 Yeah, I love China, and I know you always talk about China on your streams. I've been to China
once in a while. Yeah. Cool.
我爱中国. And it's
good pronunciation. Well done.
Yeah. I studied Mandarin for a few years, and I spent a lot of time there. I made a movie there. Anyways, I love the East. I love China. I mean, it's unfortunate because Xi's China is not the China of 2000 and just even 10. Xi's China is
you're right about
different. I mean, even 2018 China and Xi's China.
Yeah, you're right about that. I've been to China multiple times over growing up and over the years, and it's weird because I could see it change, and being from Taiwan and kind of watching it's weird, but I agree. It's I have all the love in the world for China. It's my culture. It's just the government right now is just woof.
It couldn't be more complex. And just like, I remember standing on the bell tower, in Beijing. I don't know if you've ever been to Beijing.
No.
You have that bell tower in the center of the first ring, and I've been there multiple times. And I was looking out from this bell tower, and they were plowing over the Hutong, which is like the smaller, like old communist districts, right? And they were building these nice places. And it was 2008 was the first time there. And I'm like, it was the most exciting city. And I've been to, dozens and dozens of cities across the globe. I've shot television and commercials across the globe. And I was like, this is such an exciting place to be. And I fell in love with China,
Yeah.
And standing from that same bell tower in 2023, that feeling is not so much there. And obviously, with Taiwan, it's anyways. Yeah.
Like, that is very opinionated. Thank you.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
I have informed all of you about. I've been very clear about my opinions on this. But
about Taiwan,
that's
as you should, as somebody who's Taiwanese, you should have some strong feelings about it. That's your homeland, and
I have very strong opinions. Yeah, but that's the thing is when I have been to, I haven't been to Beijing, but I've been to Shanghai, and I agree with that sort of burgeoning energy. There's so much energy, and it's like this. Or it's like organized chaos, barely contained chaos. That's what mainland China feels like. And it honestly makes me sad because I feel like the culture has so much potential and the people have so much potential, and that's being held back. That's sort of how I see it.
Because
I believe that it's sort of like, not to get too much into geopolitics, but just like what I was saying with technology and AI, I do think that our current state of the world in general is one of those things where, well, it's going to get bad, but there's light on the other side. There's going to be conflict, but we're going to come out better on the other side. I think it has to be that way. I have to believe that with the whole, whether it's Taiwan and China or with stuff like AI and with like, oh my God, are we going to like implode and nuke ourselves? We're gonna move past this. I have faith. Because we've been through worse things. Humanity has been through worse things, but it's just we're gonna have a terrible few years ahead of us.
Yeah, we got some rough times, Eddie. But I'm
trying to not get too doomer and get too much into politics. I'm skirting around the edge.
Right now. I mean, it couldn't be more depressing. And then Alex, I think you said it right. It was like before 2019, it was magic, and then over the COVID time, it shifted. Sort of Mao's. The darker parts of Mao kind of crept in. Yeah.
It got weird. But I mean, I'm hoping for the best. And
Kramer,
what's up, Jason?
Right now. Yeah, the South China Sea right now. Whew. Yeah.
Don't remind me. I'm going home soon. I don't want war to break out.
No, I know. Well, that's why it's like when John Cena made that apology, to the Chinese people.
Oh, that little bitch.
It's like John, you sold out the Taiwanese people. You sold them out. So for a movie,
I appreciate that you recognize that. That was very.
I couldn't believe. I remember him hearing it in Mandarin, and I was like, I just couldn't believe what he was saying. I was like, bro, you just sold out. You just sold these people out.
But that's part of it. But it's complicated.
I mean, at least Tom Cruise did not sell them out. Did not sell you guys out.
Oh,
He said, I'm not taking the flag off the jacket. It's fine. It doesn't need to air.
It's just a flag. It's so silly. What kind of government is that sensitive? But also, the way I view it is, it's not just, well, you're selling out Taiwan and you're taking sides. Well, no, because I think this whole, it's more about, well, you shouldn't give in to a government that's making censorship demands like that. Even if it's, especially if it's your government, but if it's another government, like, why? It's just, censorship shouldn't just not be entertained. Who cares about their feelings? It's just, like, even if you politically agree with them, like if you think that Taiwan should be part of China, no, don't give in to the censorship. It's about free speech. You can stand on that ground.
Yeah,
I know.
Anyways, that's a dark rabbit hole. Which I'm sure you have a lot of strong feelings about.
Anyways,
I know, because I liked a lot of things about him, but that was a sad moment for me. On to brighter things.
That's cool.
But on to brighter things, though.
On to brighter things.
Like horror comic books.
Like horror comics.
But it's I showed it,
Remy,
China.
I'm
I'm on a
pretty
list.
sure I'm on
Yeah.
a list as well. Yeah, with all the
Yeah,
things
you
that I said.
don't be getting cute. That's not the place to get cute. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know. I remember in like 2012 when I went to mainland China, I was like shameless about it. I had a Taiwan flag on my backpack, I had a Taiwan flag on my sketchbook. I was in airport, and nobody cared because things were different back then.
I mean, literally, that's what I'm saying. It's not like it's been like 50 years. The change has been in just 10 years.
It really has. It really. This is
It's
what people don't understand. The
real
so
fast.
the separation between mainland and Taiwanese government. It happened years and years ago, but things were actually getting better until probably 10 years ago when she took over. So,
Yeah,
and
that's what
I'm
I mean.
not. Yeah, and to be clear, I'm not.
China is a. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about it because, she is a complex man whose father was murdered by the CCP in front of his eyes, and then he became the leader of that party. He's a complex man, but his China.
It's complicated because it's one of those. On some level, I have sympathy for the point of view, not for the authoritarianism, but the fact that China was historically dealt a really bad hand over the past 100 or so years. They're still traumatized by the Opium Wars and by essentially getting stomped on by the West. But
And
that's
the Japanese
also,
is
and
really
the
tough,
Japanese, like that's a very real scar that still exists, and
totally.
the country and the people as a whole never got justice for that. But on the other hand, well, their response on what the Communist Party did to their people in the 60s, 70s, that was also never addressed. So who I really feel for are the people. I think they deserve freedom. I'm not I don't really care either way if like Taiwan is or isn't part of the same country as mainland China. What I care about is I think people deserve to have representation and a fair government. So that's long story short.
The problem is not the Chinese people. The Chinese people are awesome. It's never the working people. That's never the problem. You know what I mean? It's not. The guy who's working in a factory. That's not who is creating the problems. That's the person who you want to try to protect. So
well said, Hutzel. Alice VRB, another member chat. Thank you, member for 19 months. Thank you so much, Alice VRB. One of my best
Alex is
mods.
one of the good ones, man.
Always linking. Yes, Alex is amazing.
No, he's one of the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Hail to Rini and Adam. Amazing creators like you make me proud to be CG. Hail to the chat. Thank you all for supporting these amazing campaigns and bringing these books to life. Thank you for supporting us, and thank you for always being here in chat and also supporting the books.
Alex is the master of being number one backer. He was number one backer on this and Psycho Killers. He is the master. I think he's got a deal with Indiegogo. They've cut some sort of deal with him because he.
I know. How does he? I've never been able to get number one.
The guy needs a plaque. The guy needs a plaque.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Amazing. Thank you so much, Alex.
But so hey, I don't need to get down that path because I have so many feelings about the East. But anyways, but comics are rad.
Positivity.
Oh yeah, where's it going?
The light will come.
Yeah, I know the light will come. But comics are rad. The Kill Journal's rad. Rennie's rad. She's making cool art. She's built. That's what's rad. You are a part of this movement. Like you're an artist. You built your own little empire. You've built a way to connect to your fans. You've got a fulfillment partner.
Hello.
Hey Ollie. Hey buddy. Hey Ollie. Say hello. Say hello. Hi. Is that Rennie? Yeah.
You can't see me now.
Hey guys. This is a lot of Dad's friends over here.
Oh, how adorable.
Yeah.
It's Mini Adam. So cute.
Yeah, it's the mini me. Oh, say hello. Say hello, Ollie. Say hello. Yeah, this is little Oliver, and he's the number one fan. But it's his bedtime, so I've got to shift gears into Dad zone. But
I understand.
But he wanted to come in and say hello, and I'm always so grateful to be on here, Rennie, because I love the crazy connections we have between the East, between Magnaz in Colombia, our bizarre connections that we have.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's also just what I love so much about being a creative right now, it's that it's really international. It is
Yeah.
like I connected with Magnos through you, but also my colorist actually knows Magnos because he's from Colombia, and then
Yeah.
it's like everybody. It's interesting because the art industry, much less comics. Like comics is small, and not just American comics, but like worldwide. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
amazing artists I know in other countries, like because it's a very niche industry, but just art in general. Like I know so many people in gaming, and then it's like 2 or 3 degrees of separation to every animation or gaming studio in America. Really, it's really wild. But I love that what crowdfunding has done for us as creators is we have been able to actually make something independently. You don't have to get large, what do you call it, capital, like investors or something. It's the backers themselves, they are the investors, and you also get a collectible item in return. I just noticed you have like the book ends, like this is back cover, this is front cover. That's cool.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah, snuck that in. And then there's 2 cool things I want to point out just before we go. Is there's a song, there's the Kill Journal soundtrack. Amazing artist made it. You guys should listen to it. It's on the campaign page, and that's cool. Granda
Cool.
Comics. That's a cool thing. I didn't realize that. And then there's going to be a hidden code in this book. This is how I pay you guys back for your investment. So there's a hidden code in this book that's going to get you. That you're allowed to enter in this website at this company called Gaspack, and they make NFTs and digital collectibles. So inside the book, you'll read the book once, and then you can read it a second time to find the secret codes in it. You'll take those codes. This information will be in the book. To the Gaspack website. There'll be or we'll have a special website just for this. Yes.
Yes. Hello.
You'll enter that in the website, and you'll get a free digital collectible or NFT. It'll be this cool animated image. It'll be limited in quantity, and not only will you have it for yourselves, but you can sell it on the open market. So it's a way of giving something back to you guys.
All right. I love that. That's such a you have such cool ideas for making these items extra collectible, if that's the right way to say it. I know you gotta go. I'm gonna let you be dad mode real quick. But do you want to? Oh, there's only 2 tiers. So do you want to introduce real quick what people will get with these 2 tiers?
Yeah, so there's only 2 tiers. So the first tier is this gets you. Sorry. So the options are this. So there's essentially careful. Is there's essentially the main book here that we're promoting here. That's limited in copies. It's this special foil edition, and then there's this. So the a baby, and then so the tier for this is really if you just want this for some reason. And then but if you want to get both of these, you collect this, and then you add on. Hey, Audie. And then you add on this guy.
Okay. All he needs is bedtime.
He just said,
okay.
He says, Dad, I'm pulling you off.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let you go.
So this is $15. You can get just this if you want that. But if you want to get the other option is you get this. And the way I have it all done is add-ons is because we have to limit this number. And the only way to do it is you can't make this an add-on. So if you want both these, you get this, and then you add on that, and you get the whole package, or you can add on the t-shirt or the rad patch. And you get the whole experience. Yeah.
All right. No original art, or is that already sold out?
I gave away 2 pieces of original art on this. And Maxie was moving from Argentina to Dallas, Texas in the process of this. So I couldn't get any more pages. So, yeah. So they're locked up. They will appear again at some point. Hopefully soon.
I look forward.
He says he's going to get them to me before the campaign ends, but I couldn't promise people without having them. So.
Well, that's why you should all follow this campaign in case that original art comes back, and you're gonna want to be right here to nab that. All right, I'm gonna let you be dad. I know that you have to go. But is there anything that I missed that you want to shout out about this campaign?
No, other than it's awesome, and thank you guys for listening to us gab away here. It's awesome.
No, thank you so much for coming on again. Thank you for you're a busy man. You're everywhere. You do so many campaigns. I know you, and you do tabletop stuff. You're involved in like a bunch of, it's like, I'll be talking to other people about projects, and it's not even comics, and you're involved somehow. You're involved in everything. So you do so much. I'm
try to
really
keep the
impressed.
tendrils out.
You do. You certainly manage that. But thank you for coming on. It's a pleasure talking to you. And we'll talk about the gaming stuff. It has to happen. I'm 100% down.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jenny.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Have a good one. All right. Adam's always so busy. I wish I could talk to him more, but he's it's like 1 hour on the dot, or 50 minutes or to 1 hour. That's how much time he has every time. All right. Well, that was fantastic. The Kill Journal, complete Finch dossier. Everybody go back. That NBC Oasis is awesome. Thank you. It was cool. I agree. That was cool. Let me just catch up with chat real quick before I wrap this up. I think I'm going to keep streaming, but I'm going to take a bit of a break because I can't talk today. I can't talk because I have had a super busy week. I drove like 12 hours to Arkansas and back, and then I've been super busy after coming back. I barely got any sleep, and I've had a ton of work to do, and I've had people hounding me for stuff that they need, and it's just, I've been a little frustrated. So if I have been a little tongue-tied and a little out of it today, I apologize, but hopefully that didn't deter you from wanting to back Adam's book because it looks awesome. I think I'm going to keep streaming because I told Jake I was going to keep streaming. I don't know if chat has been updating me on the state of his inebriation, and apparently he has fallen off his chair a few times. So I still haven't heard the story of how his MailChimp sign-up got taken down. That's very, very sad. So apparently Jake, Hyper Wizard, who's had a sign up for Colonel the Barbarian, his MailChimp sign up got taken down. I don't know why, but I guess I'll fire up a stream after this and you can join me. And hopefully Drunk Jake hasn't passed out yet and he'll join us and actually tell me what the fuck happened. And I will continue drinking as well. And we can yap about that and make fun of him for being a drunkard. And I might get some drawing done. I might not, probably won't. I have no idea. It's probably not going to happen. His mailing list has been reinstated. That's good to hear. Oh, it's working again. What was he crying about then? Damn. All the drama for nothing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I should definitely have him on to make fun of him for being a drama queen. Sharp but fun. Yeah. There you go. Jake has been punching the... Oh my God. What's a Jake? A Jake is that would be Hyper Wizard, who... started out as a mild instigator in chat, I would say, but then I realized he's actually a professional gaming artist, and he is going to be coming out with a comedy book, Colonel the Barbarian, soon. He's also part of the creative block, which is going to be tomorrow, everyone. By the way, it's going to be on my channel, so I'm streaming again tomorrow. We are going to be... Okay, I said... I said last week that for this round on my channel, I'm going to pick the subject of edging the audience. Is not going to be as dirty as that sounds. I made that sound dirty on purpose. It's going to be tough. Oh, I think I'm going to set it up. I haven't finished the presentation I want to do. But by the way, the Creative Block, if people don't know, it's a kind of a roundtable show. I do it with Phil Diaz, Jake Hyper Wizard, and Narwhal. And every Thursday around 10 p.m. we get together and talk about a different part of the creative process. So tomorrow I want to talk about creating tension and sort of creating anticipation for the audience, because part of storytelling is not just, well, I have a plot and I have character developments. Storytelling, the next step that you have to take after establishing, well, this is what happens, is how do I reveal it to the audience in an enticing way? And honestly, this is something that I've been learning as well. So I would like to kind of break that down and talk about that process, and hopefully I want to hear about what other people on the panel think about the process. And I want to hear what you guys think about the process and about enticing the audience and leading the audience through your story. And it's a journey of discovery. That's what the show is about. We're all discovering how to be better creatives together. So join me and the rest of the blog tomorrow at 10 p.m. on my channel. We'll talk about edging the audience. mildly leading title, but no, that is what you don't want to do. You don't want to blue ball the audience. Hopefully we get a decent view count. Creative block. Yes, that's right. All right. I think that's it. I don't think I missed any super chats. It's a good show. It's a very good show, guys. I always love it when people talk about the craft and talk about comics, and you can do it in a way that's fun. And I like doing drawing streams as well. But I love hearing when Kelsey is like the master of this. He's so good at just talking about his creative process and explaining why he draws something the way he draws something. And I can't do that yet, but I want to get to the same point, because sometimes when I'm writing or drawing something, I don't know why I do it. I just do it because this feels right. But that's not a good enough explanation. It's like, here's the thing though, even if a lot of the creative process is very instinctual, because sometimes the way that we learn to be creatives isn't by learning from a textbook. You can go to art school, but at the end of the day, finding your own style and figuring out the story that you want to tell, that is trial and error. So it's hard to explain exactly why you do everything. But the thing I've realized is, and I think this is true for all creatives, if you can vocalize and break down logically why you're creating something or why you're doing something a certain way, and if that will help you overcome obstacles and solve problems, that will expedite your creative process and also help you solve problems when you do run into like creative blocks and show name shout out and stuff like that. So for me, I've been trying to move forward with like kind of thinking more about, why am I doing this? I'm stuck on this character arc, but why? Let me rationally lay down all of the plot points and figure out what logically doesn't make sense, instead of just going off of, well, this feels like this would be right over here in this story. So anyways, I'm rambling, but hopefully that makes some kind of sense. JW Learning says creativity needs a combination of structure and expression. That's true. Yeah, it really is this sort of, I'm sorry if I traumatized anybody by saying organized chaos earlier, but but you know what I mean. Curses, because that is a perfect way of describing art and creativity and entrepreneurship, right? But that name has been taken by a rather unlikable personality on YouTube, which we will not continue to talk about, so I apologize. But you're right, JW. Creativity needs a combination of structure and expression. That you can't be too much about the structure, but you also can't run off just instinct too much, because either of those doesn't, you need to strike like a perfect balance. And it's hard to explain. And the combination is different for everybody, but you're right about that. You're right about that. Jonathan Justice is here, edging the audience. No. This will all make sense tomorrow when you tune in to the stream. This will all make sense. It will be a perfectly clean, family-friendly show where we talk about writing and art and comics. Zachary just became a YouTube member. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Captain Victor says, why don't you just get Kelsey on to talk about it? I would love to. Yeah. We might, I think usually it's just the four of us for the main section, but we have two sections for the show. So the creative block, it's the four of us, unless somebody can't make it, where we usually bring on a guest like Bancroft or Kelsey. Kelsey has been on in the past and he has been awesome. But for the second half, I'm thinking I would like to bring on more people for the second half, because we have a second half of the show where we finish our little presentation and the host that week is supposed to put together a presentation, and usually we all yell at each other and shout over each other and somehow work our way through the presentation. But for the second half, I want to bring on more people, and I would love to have Kelsey on at any time, because he's really good at covering this stuff, like I mentioned before. All right. I am going to wrap this up, I think, but fret not. I will fire up another stream in just a bit, unless Jake is still streaming. Is Jake still streaming? Reenie, well-spoken. Not really. I'm not that well-spoken. I've been improving a bit, I guess, but I still need to work on my speech skills, really. Michael Rushbrook says he would love to be there one day. I would love to have you on one day. You are Michael is the artist of Fiendish 2.5, which is my next campaign in the Fiendish series, and he does awesome work. So everyone look out for that. That'll be in just a few weeks. Jake just left the chat. What? Jake just left the chat? I have no idea what's going on. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. Either I'll go hound Jake on his channel or I'll fire up a stream. And in either case, everybody, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Por favor. Gracias. Thank you very much. And sign up on fiendishcomic.com. That is where you can sign up for Fiendish 2.5 if you haven't done that yet. And I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. All right, bye. Oh, hopefully try and stop Jake from drinking himself to death. That would be very bad. Goodbye. Oh, bad kill journal. Bye.